Time, guys. It's time for the Celtic Rain Radio Show. Yay, my alarm just went off. It's 9 o'clock, and tonight is our birthday. Tonight is our birthday. Yay! So excited. You guys, we have so many beautiful guests on tonight, and it's going to be like a big smorgasbord of people. And I love it because I get to smush all the most beautiful people together and be like, thank you for coming. Let's have a great show. But you guys, we're going to do things just a little differently tonight. If you're not watching on the YouTube channel, you should go to youtube.com/C for channel/Celtic Rain, like rain out of the sky, and subscribe so you know exactly when we're going to come on. I know it is what it is. If you have music to send us, please send it to CelticRain777@gmail.com. And dude, all you have to do is be a small label artist or a independent artist, and your stuff gets played. It's really literally that easy. You just have to just don't curse, be nice, and the world lets you have music on the air. It's amazing how that works. I know. It is. Well, we are going to actually listen to 3 different songs tonight first. And what I'm going to do different is I'm going to bring on the artists that are about to sing these songs, so that you can get to know the songs before you hear them. What? That's crazy. I know. So the first one is going to be Adam, and it's going to be Bush Song by Adam Riviere. And then we have Aphon Kiss by Celtic Rain. So that's me and Samuel. And then you have Useful Tool by Starlight Riot. So first off, let me bring Adam on here. Hello, Mr. Adam. How are you?
Oh, I'm all sorts of disco. How you doing, Rebecca?
I'm good. So tell us about Bush Song.
Yeah, so Bush Song is just part of a as concept albumy as a didgeridoo album can be. It was so the whole just the album alone was built on not so much a dare, but just the fact that I had people saying, you need a more dedicated didgeridoo album. And I was like, okay. And so a lot of it just comes from different inspirations from a lot of the stories and origins of the instrument of the didgeridoo. Hello. And kind of taking all the those stories and influence and using that influence for my songwriting. So even Bush Song just kind of takes it into the inspiration of or inspired by just Aboriginal culture.
Nice.
And I got the opportunity to work with a northern tribal elder from Arnhem Land, where the instrument originated. And this was
Nice.
years ago.
Amazing.
So it was great. So this was kind of like a dedication to him. So something that is very, overall people take it as, it's very ethereal,
Yeah.
but primal, and something that's very connecting, just, I guess, to our roots, not so much as as our ancestry, but also just to, the planet that, we were born from. So,
Absolutely.
so the Bush Song is more leaning towards the ultimate base, the basis and the basics of the didgeridoo and where it came from. And
absolutely, that's wonderful. Well, we're gonna play that, and we're gonna have you back in just a second.
Awesome.
All right, sounds great. All right, and next we are actually going to have Aphon Kiss, and I'm going to bring my beautiful husband on. Hello, beautiful husband. How are you?
Hello. All right. My mic is unmuted.
Yes, it is, because I did it.
All right.
So we're gonna be doing Aphon Kiss. Tell us a little bit about Aphon Kiss.
All right. So Aphon Kiss, which is spelled A-E. That's a Scottish thing. I don't know. It's 18th century thing. So this is one of the Robert Burns songs, a poem and there's another melody that is kind of similar to the one that I wrote here, but this is the song that I put together, and Rebecca, thank you for helping me make the vocals singable as you do, and in the correct key for both our voices. So this is a duet. I think it was originally. It's almost like it was commissioned. It's a Burns Supper celebration where we celebrate the poetry of one of the odder poets of literature, Robert Burns from Scotland. The tradition of the night is one of the traditions is to do the toast to the lasses, where a gentleman gets up and he tries to say something clever, maybe funny, sometimes stupid, frequently stupid, and then there's usually a reply from the ladies, and generally kind of puts us fellows back in our place. And but this is a romantic duet, and kind of leave it at that, I think.
There we go. Well, we're going to have you back on in just a second, but I want to thank you so much, and we'll see you in a minute. All right, guys. The last song we're going to have for this song section is called "A Useful Tool" by Starlight Riot, and we have David on from Starlight Riot. Let's see if he can join us. Hello, Mr. David. Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yay.
Can you hear me?
I
All
can.
right.
So tell us a little bit about this song, "Useful Tool."
Well, it's a collaborative written by Josh Lux, the other half of Starlight Riot, who's out with his wonderful wife tonight. She's very supportive of the band, and Josh would have loved to have been here because he loves your show. So he said to say hello to you and the whole crew. And Useful Tool really is just a fun pop song about someone who is tired of being the other person's doormat. So I think it's kind of a very fitting song for Valentine's Day, and that we should make sure that we treat our loves not as a doormat, but
That's right.
as someone that we really appreciate. And we treat them better than our dog. We don't kick them when they get home. And, kind of those kinds of things. I put some, humorous things into it, but then also it's also a very real thing of how some people in their marriages are treated by their other spouse. Without going into too much detail, I just like to keep it there because I think a lot of people can probably relate to this song. And one more fun fact about the song, it was Josh's wife. This was one of her favorite songs from our last album, Like Ghosts. She said she goes, "David, I can't get those lyrics out of my head."
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave it there, and then we're gonna play the song. When it's your time, we'll bring you on with the song. Sound great?
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, guys. So I know it's a little bit different. I usually just tell you the names of the first songs, but they're here. So we might as well hear from them, right? Yes. And so we do have a comment. Natalie says, "Happy birthday, Celtic Rain Radio Show!" Right? Yay! 2 years. 2 years, people. That's crazy. I know. So needless to say, it is time for some amazing, amazing music. So, as we have it in every other show, what we do is we play amazing music right here, right now. Here we go.
Okay. Try this again.
fond kiss, and then we sever. A farewell, and then forever. Deep in heart-wrung tears I'll pledge thee, warring sighs and groans I'll wage thee.
Had we never loved so kindly, had we never loved so blindly, never met or never parted, we had never been broken-hearted.
I'll ne'er blame my partial fancy, Nathan could resist my Nancy, but to see her was to love her, love but her and love forever.
Fare thee well, thou fairest and fairest. Fare thee well, thou best and dearest. Thine be ilka joy and treasure, peace and enjoyment, love and pleasure.
A fond kiss, and then we sever. A farewell, alas, forever. Deep in heart-wrung tears I'll pledge thee, warring sighs and groans. I'll wait thee.
I woke up today, the sun hit me in the face. Walked out the door, fell flat on my face. Mesmerized by this butterfly, flying so high above me. It's so beautiful. Oh, don't wanna be a sad, sad story. Oh, don't wanna be your wet, wet blanket. Oh, don't wanna be the one you use. Oh, don't wanna be a useful tool. You live long enough, you experience tragedy and triumph. Everyone has theirs too. I told you not live in the muck and mire of my painful memories. It's time to just let it go like a butterfly. Oh, don't wanna be your sad, sad story. Oh, don't wanna be your wet, wet blanket. Oh, don't wanna be the one you use. Oh, don't wanna be your useful tool no more. Don't wanna be that useful tool no more. Don't wanna be that useful tool no more. Oh,
Well, there it is. Useful
Thank you.
tool. And I'm like unmuting all these people. A little bit at a time. Everybody can talk. Just a second. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you guys, great music so far. And it's just gonna be even more music to come. I'm so excited about this. It's gonna be so awesome. How are you? How's everybody doing?
Doing great. Yay.
Good.
All right, well let's go. I always want to do it. You always want to point the way you think, and it's not. Let's introduce ourselves. First, we've got David, Mr. David. Tell us your name and who you're with, obviously.
Well, David Robinson, and I'm with Starlight Riot, and been writing music with the same person now for over 20 years. So
That's
it's like
wonderful.
the strongest. He's the longest straight relationship I've ever had.
Sometimes those are. I have to say there are moments in me and Samuel's life where it's like we can be like aggravated with each other, but if we just take a moment and sing something together, just play music together for like just give us maybe one, maybe 2 songs, and then we love each other again. And it's just like,
awesome.
All right, yeah, we can do this thing called life together. So I totally understand.
Thank you.
Music keeps people together. I'm just saying, it does. So tell us a little bit about Starlight Riot so that we can, just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
Because I know we've had you on before, but some people don't know you, so that's.
Oh, you're right. Well, I mean, it's just really it's a mixture of, power pop meets hard rock meets metal meets Husker Du. It's just a combo. It's the nice thing about it is that starting out, we just thought, hey, we've got to find this perfect singer, and we've had a lot of great members over the years that helped us get to where we are, and we're finally. It's just like, develop your talents that you have and just keep writing,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
so, yeah, it's really fabulous. We're working on our next album. We already have 14 songs, and we record
Great.
everything in-house, and we use a
There you
digital
go.
performer, and Josh does all the mastery of mixing,
Good for
and
him.
it's really just been a really fun learning process.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and then just getting to meet you and all the other musicians you've had on the show has been awesome. And it's just we get together every week and we write, and it's just a very supportive environment. I'm sure all of us here have been in projects where they're like, you play it this way or you're fired.
That's usually when I get fired.
Yeah. but this is
I'm
just
like-
purely fun. I mean, we have some comical songs too, and it's not all serious, but
Yeah.
It's just like I said, Starlight Riot is really just a riot. I mean,
Yeah,
you've met
that's
the other
great.
part of the riot, and
Well, I did, and he is a riot. I already
Yeah.
told him this. You guys are my only bands, and I'm like, one day you need to open up your own lounge and call it Starlight Riot, and then play Starlight Riot at Starlight
I
Riot.
have you
Like,
guys
this
there
needs-
too.
It needs to happen. I'm already speaking this into existence. This is happening.
Thank you.
I'm just putting it out there. All right, Miss Ginger, how are
Hi.
you? Tell us about you a little bit.
Oh, I'm a transplant to Ohio from Texas. I play the auto harp and the penny whistle. I do a lot of Celtic stuff. But I sing a lot of stuff in other languages too. It just sort of happens. Your happy birthday to Celtic Rain. I'll say that.
Yay.
And March 18th is going to be my show, Enchantica's 3rd birthday.
Wow.
We started the week of the lockdown for the pandemic, and
Wow.
we've been going every Wednesday ever since. So it's a big thing. I've been it's for people of all paths, all belief systems, and we just
Love
sing songs that connect you to spirit through the elements, and do a lot of healing stuff, and it's really cool.
That's really beautiful.
But there's so much going on.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Samuel, how about you? Well, everybody kind of knows you because they know me, but Samuel is my husband and the other part of Celtic Rain.
Yay.
There's like
Hello.
several parts, but
Hello.
yeah.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, but tell us a little bit about how Celtic Rain has been a part of your life.
Yeah. So So I'm a guitarist, no, well, I play guitar. I've put the most probably time and effort and money into learning this classical style thing, and then, um, but then Rebecca and I get together and we decide like, hey, let's try some jazz, and that was really cool. We played some jazz gigs here and there, and then a few years go by, and I'm going back 20 years now almost. So,
Long time.
but
Long.
then there was a moment. I don't remember what year it was, but I don't know, sometime like 2009, or maybe it was before Pittsburgh, or I don't know. We had this Scottish Society of Indianapolis group that we're part of, and just put together some songs with one or two other musicians, and gradually we collected more musicians, and we lost some, and then the others came around, and it was just sort of like this, there's a little bit of a revolving door. But
But it always seems to be me and Samuel,
but the
because we're
steady,
married.
like, yeah, exactly. The rock
You
steady
can't get rid of me.
band is Rebecca and me, and we play all kinds of things. I play not just guitar, but penny whistle, and I'm learning low whistle, and the organ foot pedal thingy that's sitting over there. Maybe I'll grab
Yeah,
that.
it's got a hilarious name that I can.
It's called the Steppenpressen Organ Schleppen.
Yes,
word.
that he created out of his mother's
It's a
organ pedals. It's really
I took
interesting.
pedals out of
It's a MIDI
out of
instrument.
parlor organ and wired them up as a MIDI controller, and it adds a little bit nice bass effect or pad synth or whatever, and then there's of course there's the lute for the lute and the lady, and then there's
So Adam, you're not the only one with crazy instruments. I'm just gonna put that out there. Yeah. So Miss Darwin, tell us about yourself, my dear.
Hello. Well, hopefully I'm here. I decided to
you
throw my
are.
phone on.
You
Yeah,
are.
it was absolutely crazy today with the satellites going haywire. So, everything's having a nervous breakdown around here, except me. So that's good. I make music. I have for a long time. I'm Darwin Prophet. I come from the planet Me and the Galaxy Solfège. And I like to make pretty music. And I thank you so much for playing my stuff.
Oh, well, I love your stuff.
Did you hitchhike here?
Did you hitchhike here? No, and David Milton says, "Yay for crazy instruments!" Right? Speaking of crazy instruments, Mr. Adam, tell us about yourself.
Oh, hey. So that Bush song, I was the guitarist on that song was Mario Hoven. So some of you might, or at least I know Samuel probably knows him. So yeah, killer guitarist and a good friend of mine. So he was fun on just winging it with me, just like, hey, I'm gonna play Didge in this key. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. And there you had that track. So yeah, so even like the instruments I've got gathered around me, the joys of over 30 years of studying world music and meeting some phenomenal masters and musicians that's always like the fun question. People are like, did you travel there? I'm like, luckily, no. All of them came here to Indiana. And so, granted, yes, I could have had awesome, like, flyer miles, but no, they came to Bloomington around the Indiana University and got the chance to connect and hook up with all those guys, and I got the chance to stick with it and continue finding and meeting other artists where I can learn and get better, and then and then grow my rig and my music to where I'm able to blend all those instruments into one sound and have a fun time. Kind of like showcasing a lot of similarities and even connection between all the different cultures and influences.
Absolutely. Well, David says, nice kit, David. David to David.
Hey-o.
That's funny. Anyways, I'm having way too much fun over here. So we actually have one of our artists is going to be singing one in the next one, and it's Darwin, Miss Darwin. Let me put her up here. Yes. So I'm going to just go to her for a second. Tell us about Don't Panic. You have to understand that as you may or may not know, Doctor Who is like one of the biggest things in my life. And so this Don't Panic song, yes, Samuel can put that up and yeah, there you go.
Well,
Don't panic. Thank you. It's like
yeah.
it's huge
Oh,
to me. So I know. So needless to
in
say,
all honesty,
tell me
in
about
all honesty, if it hadn't been for Gene Roddenberry and Douglas Adams, I probably wouldn't have a personality.
it.
Um,
I'll give you
the
that.
two of them formed me from the egg. And in all honesty, yes, I was just watching a little season 6 last night. And one of these days I'm going to get you a copy of the Demon's Run song I did.
Oh yes.
That is Murray Gold's music, the Tens theme song that happens when you're letting the DVD just run.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put Stephen Moffat's poem to it. So I need
wow.
to get that to you because I
Yes,
think it would be
do
great
it.
for Celtic Rain.
Absolutely.
And it's super, it would be like awesome with all the different instruments and Celtic sounds and stuff. So
Oh, nice.
anyway,
Okay,
this particular song was written, of course, for Douglas Adams, but at the same time, it was just a time traveler and multiverse communication between me and a beloved.
nice.
And so I was trying to let everyone know not to panic because
Don't
it's the
panic.
best thing you can do. There's really no
right.
particular reason to panic.
Never. It never works well. Just put it that way. All right. Well, we're gonna have you on doing your song in just a second. All right. Sounds good. All right, guys. So we do have Don't Panic by Darwin Prophet. And then we have H is for Hydrogen by Victor Sierra. And then we have Indifricia by Manuel Jimenez. I'm never going to say words right. Ever. It's all right. You guys love me anyways. And one day, that's going to be the thing when I get to heaven. I'll be like, all right, you know what I want? Most all, then all, 2 things. No, 3 things. Number 1, I want to just be able to walk around and sing and it like float me around where I want to go. Number 2, I want to be able to spell anything because I can't. No. And number 3, I want to be able to pronounce everything correctly. And those are the 3 things when I get to heaven what I'm going to be able to do. And God's going to be like, yes, that's what's going to happen. Needless to say, it's some absolutely beautiful, beautiful music coming your way. Here we go.
The infinity that's right under your nose. You know you boldly go where no man's ever thought to go. The captain of your ship has lost her grip, but she won't let it show. If you slip into a black hole, don't panic, don't panic. If you can see into my soul, don't panic. I won't let go. Breathe a little deeper, sugar cookie. I can smell you baking up the idea that you can control the galaxy. You might just have a brain that weighs a wee bit faster, warm than all the mortals you have tasted before feeding me. You know you're both with you. You know you boldly go where no one's ever thought to go. The captain of your ship has lost her grip, but she won't let it show. If you slip into a black hole, don't panic, don't panic. If you can see into my soul, don't panic, don't panic. If you can lose control, I might just make it so. In gay through the machinery. H for hydrogen, and Q for the Queen. Traveling in a future that could have been heavily loaded with Jack, rum and caffeine. She's flying undetected. She's off the radar screen.
Diferencia, un gran problema de la sociedad, dejando a un lado a seres queridos, preferimos la vanidad, y escuchando y comentando sin poder gritar, tratando de no parecer locos, así esto nunca va a terminar. Oh no, no, no. Tonterías, cosas que no logro entender. Somos humanos, todos hermanos, bajo un Dios y bajo un ser. Peligro, moriré sin entender. Si así vivimos nuestra vida, nunca podremos crecer. La existencia necesita amor, la existencia necesita paz. Y si no somos más que un símbolo, la indiferencia nos va a matar. Hijos perdidos buscando un padre que ya llegó. Y muy dentro todos sabemos que la mentira no es la solución. Hambre de lucha, hambre de libertad. Agarra mi mano, escucha mi grito, no es de política, es solo la verdad. Mentiras viejas, perdidos en la eternidad. Tal vez lo que hizo tu hermano, indiferente a tu dignidad.
Yes, yes. So some ridiculously good music. I will say this: we are going to listen to some amazing music coming up. I'm actually going to get on Mr. David right here from Starlight Riot to talk about our next song that we're actually going to be listening to. We're going to be listening to the song "Pray for Me." Tell me about the song.
Well, the song is just about, sometimes you feel like everything's crashing in on you. Could be your job, you just, life in general, and, picking up the headlines and, um, really, realizing, turning to a power, bigger than yourself. I kind of feel like, I'm Mary's little lamb and I need to call out for her help, and she protects me, um, under her mantle through difficult times. And so this is
Yeah.
kind of not all of our songs are, spiritual in nature, but this one is, for those really tough times, that we all go through in life. And just knowing
Yeah.
that, whether I always believe I have like my guardian angel watching over me, and then the
Absolutely.
mother of our Lord, and, and really it's a whole community, kind of like what we have tonight. It's
Yeah.
we've got so many people looking after us that if we screw it up, man, we're pretty stupid. But
And yet we still
anyways,
do sometimes.
this song is really just about holding on when you're
Yeah.
driving down in those Wisconsin roads, when it's white knuckle driving, or even in Indiana. I know Indiana can get pretty
Yeah.
treacherous too. Being from there, I'm a Hoosier.
Crazy.
We have
There
that in
you
common.
go. Exactly. Well, we're going to listen to that and bring you on in just a second. Sounds great.
Thank
Sounds
you.
great. You're welcome. All right. We are also going to bring on Mr. Samuel to talk about the road to Liston Varna. Tell me a little bit
What am
about
I
the song,
talking?
baby.
I'm talking about Road to Liston Varna. All right, yeah. This is well, actually, this is um, a nice example of traditional Irish session music, or a session set. So this is really two pieces of music, two melodies that have been kind of jammed together.
Celtic people do that a lot and squish things together.
Yeah. So one tune, Celtic trad, enthusiasts will recognize one tune as Road to Liston Varna, but then I'll also hear another one, and I actually think it starts with the other one. The other one is called the Morris Dance, which I think is really cool, just because it's kind of interesting to know that song, and then when we read the Terry Pratchett novels, when he talks about the Morris dancers, that's kind of that's basically what they're doing. I think the way he describes it in
Nice.
I think in the it was Wintersmith, I think, when the character Tiffany Aching dances with the Wintersmith.
Yes.
But there's
If
like
you
a
are-
fire festival and they're dancing, and that's kind of what this song is supposed to be like.
If you do not know Terry Pratchett, you should go look up
You
Terry
should.
Pratchett and look at all of the books that he has written. Ridiculous, amazing. You can get lost in them for your whole life, like we have. And it's not a bad place to get lost in, to be honest. Yeah, definitely look that up. But yeah, absolutely. A little bit of Road to Liston Varna coming your way. Well, I'll have you on in just a second, my dear. Love you. Well, guys, then after Road to Liston Varna, we actually are going to listen to A Private Little War by 5 Year Mission. And all of us are going to get on and dance for you. That's right. Because that's what we do here at the Celtic Crane Radio Show. We have a lot of fun. If you want to have your music on the show, you can send it to CelticRain777 at gmail.com. That's right, CelticRain777 at gmail.com. Remember, all you have to do is be a small label or independent artist, and it needs to be family friendly, meaning please no cursing. Let's not make fun of people. Let's just spread the love. People, spread the love. Come on. What's wrong? Anyways, needless to say, it is what it is. But first off, we need some amazing music. And, that's what this show is really all about. So you guys ready? Here we go.
It's a bitterly cold, dark and rainy, dreary night. White knuckles on the
So we're trying to work on. It's pretty amazing. The other member of Starlight Riot is trying. He's like, I'm done with dinner. I want to come on the show, and I'm like trying to get him the information as quick as possible. So, Mr. David,
Yeah.
while we're doing this, I know I sent it to you on your messenger. If you could just message that back over to him while we
Oh
while
yeah,
we do
yeah,
this
yeah. Sure.
beautiful
All right,
stuff,
sounds
that
good. I
would
will
be
do that right
amazing.
now.
I know you do that right now. I'll make sure
Okay.
you are muted while you do that. But while we're doing that, we can actually I actually do have some questions for you, beautiful people. But I wanted to make sure that first, though, because we're going to be talking about two songs coming up. So first, I want to talk about a song really quickly with Miss Ginger. But we're going to be talking about. I'm trying to look at what I'm doing here. We're talking about "Lover's Lullaby." So, tell us about that song, Ginger.
Well, like many of my songs, Lover's Lullaby has a story that goes to it. So you asked. I'm
I
telling.
did. I absolutely did.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, before I met my current husband, I was sitting in Texas, and I had like this long distance texting, talking. Some guy was interested in me. You know how it gets.
Yeah.
So he was an electrical contractor. He came home from work one day, and he was very, very tired. He called me, and we were having a nice chat, and suddenly I realized he wasn't talking anymore. He was snoring.
Oh my
He had
gosh.
fallen asleep on the other end, and I thought, "What's the protocol? What are you doing? What you like? Hello?
Well, he might just be
Knock the
tired.
phone. What do you do?" I
Just
I
hung
was
up.
just waiting, and I always had a harp close by, and my ear kind of went like this. You know the musician's ear.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
He's snoring in D minor.
You figured out what key
And
he was
I thought,
snoring in.
okay, so
Status to
what
the keys.
musically, what would I want to
Okay.
send? Spiritually, what would I want to send to
Yeah.
a potential lover far away?
Oh my
And
gosh,
he's
that's the best
sleeping.
thing ever.
So that's how Lover's Lullaby came to be.
Oh my gosh, that
And
is probably the best story I've ever heard in my life. That is great. That's it, Samuel. Now I have to figure out what key you snore in. That's it. And that's like
I think
now
my
the thing
snoring
I
is more
have.
like Rammstein. I'm not sure.
I just poke him. I'm like, stop. Flip over already. Yeah, I know. I know. It's hilarious. Those things that just, I was in a voice lesson teaching this kid how to write lyrics. I know, right? And I'm like, you could just write some things down, have train of thought, you just start writing things from your brain onto paper, and you start doing it, and then you can come up with this, and you can come up with this, and then I came up like this with this beautiful lyric and this beautiful thing, and I'm like, and that's mine, but because you can come up with your own, because I'm like,
Oh, I copyrighted that on the way
don't
over.
take my words. I was like, and great job listening to me write something that I'm keeping. You cannot have this. So you get lyrics everywhere. It is what it is. You get that inspiration
Exactly.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Where is
Everything
probably
that you're a part of is a garden, and you just pick the flowers that fit the
Absolutely.
song.
Exactly. Where do you think your inspiration, the things I know from myself, there are musicians that have inspired me. What do you think are like the things that have inspired you the most to be able to write your music? Who are the musicians that have inspired you the most, probably?
Well, Enya's in there. Peter, Paul, and Mary from my earliest folky days.
Absolutely.
All the great folk musicians, Joan Baez and Carly Simon, and there's just so many of them.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Darwin?
For me, it's the 3 Bs: Beatles, Bowie, Kate Bush.
Yep.
Nice. What do you think about them that inspired you the most? What are the things that are
Storytelling,
Yeah.
and the ability to think beyond the box where chordal knowledge was
yeah.
Yeah. Word pictures and
word pictures and sonic
Yeah.
pictures through
yeah.
throughout, all these different ways of putting things together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's beautiful. What about you, Samuel? What do you think are yours?
Are you ready for this? I'm about to get
I've
a little weird.
my whole life I've been ready my whole life.
So the first is well, okay. As far as like rock and roll songwriting or whatever, I'm a lifelong Rush fanatic, and I don't write a lot of prog rock myself. The way like I've listened to interview after interview of them talking about how their process works and how they all have different processes, and they'll take and Neil Peart, which is the whole white picture up there. That's drummer and lyricist Neil, who passed a few years ago. The subjects that he would just choose to write about were just off the wall, but he would do it amazingly well.
Yeah.
Things from music that takes place in a medieval castle to a ship diving into a black hole, and that was on the same album. But then a few years later comes and writes this amazingly just heart-wrenching song about teen suicide, and it will just lay you out flat if you really pay attention to it. But then so Rush is huge with me. Felix Mendelssohn, the classical composer, he was romantic era classical romantic classical composer from Germany, but he's noted for his tone poems and songs without words and those things, and that kind of I think that gave me an idea early on of just thinking of a subject or viewing looking at a picture and then just kind of going with whatever melody sort of pops into my mind, and it in my head at least for me it feels like okay, this melody or this rhythm or whatever feels like it lines right up with what was going on. So I like to use elements of that as well. So, and you hear some of that in our song Celtic Rain. That was definitely that approach.
Yeah. I know for myself, I'm so diverse and I love all sorts of different kinds of music, obviously. So the Celtic Rain radio show definitely came from my heart for that understanding. But I love Iona. I don't know if you guys know Iona or not, but they are like they're like the slightly Christian version of Inya. And it's kind of interesting, but they have these musicians that just come and Dead Can Dance. Those two together,
Oh yeah.
man,
Oh, yeah.
just influenced
DCD.
me so hardcore. Dead Can Dance with that drummer that gets on there and he's just like jumping and doing this, and I'm just like, and his heart is just, and then she'll get in there with those words that are just syllables and just get in there with that no, it's not auto harp, but that harp, the thingy, the
Hammered
dulcimer.
dulcimer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And just go to town. And I'm just like, because of what I can do vocally, I've always wanted to be able to put those kinds of things into music.
Have you heard her talk about the way she sings?
Yes.
And the way she forms the words.
Amazing.
And
It's
she learned some of that from her baby learning to vocalize.
Yeah, it's
And just
amazing. I've
coming to
seen
it
one
pure.
interview with her. She is so fucking, I shouldn't say that. She's so phenomenal. Rebecca, watch your mouth. It's a family show. I almost, but it didn't count. So she is so phenomenal. But then there's people like CeCe Winans that just take something and the gospel, that black gospel sound that just takes it to another level when it comes to it musically, that is just so beautiful, and so I don't know, those are the kind of people that all of them, of course, vocalists, because I'm a vocalist at heart first, and then I go into a musician, whereas Samuel is a musician at heart first and goes into vocals. And it really does it. I've noticed it. What you are first kind of helps you lead you into that. But that storytelling piece every time. Yeah, every time. What about you, Adam?
I was originally trained as a jazz drummer, so I was really into the whole Gene Krupa was my hero. So my old man
Nice.
was born in 41, so he raised me on all the big band jazz. So I'm listening
Oh
to
yeah.
Benny Goodman, some some Beneke, Stan Kenton, which that got me more into doing like Latin Afro-Cuban music. But like the drummers was Gene Krupa, I love Max Roach, Art Blakey, um, and then but as I was kind of coming to my own, like one of my favorite rock bands growing up, there was two bands I really enjoyed, just the energy and also the diversity of their sound and some not so much complexity, but it was just always unique. And that was a group called Fishbone, and
Oh, I
then
think I've heard of them.
and then another band to where I actually that I loved and actually got to meet the drummer, a group called Living Color. So their big hit in the '80s
Yes.
was Cult of Personality,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I've seen them live a couple times, and
Nice.
they give just a huge variety, and that was also like a big influence because the drummer has like a different project with their bassist Doug Wimbish and the vocalist. It's called Jungle Funk, and so hearing the blending of their
Cool.
music that uses like technology and looping and samples, but usually it's stuff that they created themselves, which I like to do. And then yeah, like Dead Can Dance was also another
Oh my
major
god.
influence.
Yeah.
Some of the gods of like Latin percussions, you got Tito Puente, and King of Mambo, and then you have Giovanni Hidalgo, the guy whose hands are pretty much just lightning, but also having just beautiful tones.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, but I was also got, like I said, I was very fortunate around that Indiana University, all these great musicians and masters
Yeah.
and performers. So it's because, yeah, I mean, growing up, didn't have the exposure or knowledge of some of these, which I'm more savvy about, musicians from like West Africa, North Africa, Middle East,
Yeah.
and, Ireland, what have you. I was pretty much got the chances having normal cats out of those regions, but yet, but who were highly respected in their fields. I got to, get that hands on and just, be inspired by, my teachers. So that's one of
Yeah.
the things that I love the most, and always like to give a shout out to anyone and everyone who's a music educator or a teacher or instructor. It's like, you take a bow just because it's because of them we are who we are.
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
sometimes like, yeah, we're influenced by like the bands or artists that we listen to, but when it comes down to it, it's like more times than not, we were introduced to them because of our instructors
Exactly.
and them helping us to kind of mimic who we enjoyed to then later become what,
Yeah.
ourselves, something like that, what we aspired to be. And then sometimes hopefully more.
Well, it was. I mean, I already had my degree in music and went to took some lessons from a well-known jazz singer around here called Janice Jaffe, and she introduced Ella, and it was just like, Ella, oh my gosh, Ella. Then I was forever. She will be my heart right here, Ella. I love you, Ella.
Best pronunciation of any consonant
Oh my God.
known to mankind.
Ella, right there. She is the goddess of jazz right there. She is, good Lord, that woman. And I'm just like, yeah, so absolutely. Thank God for those teachers that have introduced us to everything that we are. Well, Mr. David, tell us a little bit about your influences.
Oh gosh, my first influence was Phil Collins. In the Air Tonight, I remembered I started snare drum in 7th grade and started taking drum lessons from Bobby Wantuck, who taught at Woodwind and Brasswind in South Bend. It was like the world's single largest music store for a while. They sold woodwinds and brasswinds and the like. And So I studied with him for like 4 years, and he was our touring drummer in the Rivieras from '62 to '65. And they had the song called California Sun, and then Let Me Hold Your Hand by the Beatles came out and surpassed it. And but he always told me, he said, David, he goes, no matter how much you like playing the drums, always do something to fall back on. Have a career. Have something that pays the bills. And I'm so glad I did that, because now I can buy the equipment I want. And I'm
It's a
not
very expensive hobby.
very expensive, because I have like 6
Very
drums.
expensive life.
It is. And you know, my drum influences, of course, started out with Phil Collins, but then it moved into Stuart Copeland from the Police, all of his amazing drumming, to Rush. Definitely a huge Rush fan. First album I ever bought or owned was Moving Pictures by Rush, and so still one of my favorite albums today. Um, and then Bill Bruford from Yes, I got to meet him. He played with his jazz band,
Oh, nice.
Bill Bruford and Earthworks, here in wonderful Shank Hall in Milwaukee. If you've heard of the movie, I've never seen it. Spinal Tap, you've got to see it. It's got all the funny spoofs on the music bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think everyone's seen it. That's good. So
Everybody knows Spinal Tap.
no virgin.
And
Spinal Tap.
if you were too young to know Spinal Tap, then you're probably too young to watch this show. without
David,
telling
how
you.
much
Yeah,
more
you're
black?
right.
How much more black could your shirt
I
be,
know.
David?
Oh, thank you.
None more.
Yeah.
None more.
No,
But
exactly.
but I loved, learning my paradiddles and triplets, and going through the Monster Book of Drumming, and learning also not only from Bobby Wantuck but from Eddie Knight. He was a really big time old
Yeah.
time drummer in South Bend. He was kind of like a Buddy Rich type, and had the same kind of drum setup. And so just
Nice.
learning from some really great teachers. And I studied with someone from Berkeley for a year while I was in college, and then took a year of classical voice lessons in college. And I think just
Classical voice.
yeah. I also like the drumming of Stryper from Robert Sweet. I got to meet him in Indianapolis when he was playing with another band in the '90s, when Stryper had broken up for a while. But just like the idea of being a visual drummer and making
Yeah.
it interesting. He played
Yeah.
sideways, which no other drummer had done really up
Right.
until then that I know of. But so I guess, yeah, I mean, just really, I love the blues, Robert Cray, Buddy Guy, BB King, love the countryside of it, Brooks and Dunn. A guy I knew from high school worked at the Pearl Drum Warehouse in Nashville, Tennessee. He's actually the poster child for Huntington's disease now. Trey Gray, very nice guy. And he played with Brooks and Dunn for 10 years, and Faith Hill for 2 or 3 years in the late 90s, and Jewel in 2002. But he always said, hey, you got to save your money, because, he came home driving a Ford Escort, and his parents were like, hey, where's the Ferrari? He's like, hey, I don't know when I'm going to get paid next. And I'm just a hired gun. We don't make any royalties off of anything. And so I guess I've just really met, throughout my career, I've always been just very interested in meeting as many musicians as possible, playing as many different types of music as possible. I played in a goth band in Indianapolis for 2 years, 96 and 98, wore the black eyeshadow and did the industrial kind of drums like Nine Inch
Nice.
Nails. Kind of
Yeah, well, we all like to goth out every once in a while.
Yeah,
With our heart happy, like right here. We remember, oh, I'm still that person inside, I promise. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I get it. I am, goth nights are like the best thing for me, because I'm like, yay, I'm home.
Yeah.
I swear, I'm just a gothic princess. Well, we are actually going to listen to, another song as well from one of our beautiful artists, Miss Darwin. We're going to listen to The True Knowledge. Tell me about this song.
This is a song that is off my Oscar Wilde Serenade record. I did 12 poems of Oscar's put to music, and then one paraphrasing of his fairy tale Nightingale and the Rose. So the 13 songs of his, and talk about muses, he is my greatest. Actually, I was born on his death date 62 years later. So I've always felt a deep connection to him. And I love this particular song, this particular poem of his. I love all of his poems, but I only got to do 12 of them so far. But I'm also working on a new one of his epigrams. So you'll get to hear that if we do something live
Nice.
sometime soon. But the True Knowledge is one that I believe he wrote at Oxford. And it's just basically his thought about what life is. And I turned it into rock and roll.
Nice.
There you go.
Love it. Love it. Well, we're going to
Yeah.
listen to some music. You guys are going to dance with me a little bit in between. We are going to listen to Lover's Lullaby by Ginger Ackley. And then we have Black Cauldron by El Troubadour. They're a group here in Indianapolis. And then we have The True Knowledge by Darwin Prophet. You guys ready for some beautiful music, gorgeous people?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take it out one by one here because I
All
got
right.
one finger. I'm just gonna put that one out there little by little here. Yeah, so I'm just saying sometimes we have this absolutely beautiful, we always have absolutely beautiful music, but we get to start with Miss Ginger right here, right here. Okay, here we go.
I sing of kisses within the night to sweeten all your dreams. I sing to bring you happiness. I sing of wondrous things. I sing of flowers that come in spring, the colors that they bloom. I sing the wind in the dancing trees, the glowing harvest moon. I sing the song of a mountain stream, the whisper of falling snow. I sing you tales of a fairy queen and magic above and below. I sing you blue skies and open road, the warmth of hearth and home. I sing a stallion upon the hill, the taste of honey in the comb. I sing to you of a maiden's charms, to hold you as you sleep. I sing to keep you from every harm, and I sing you true to keep. I sing to you of your heart's desire and joy that is complete. I sing you dreams that are coming true. I sing you love to sleep. I sing you dreams that are coming true. I sing you love to sleep.
The white stag is cooking in the heavy water from the river. The time has come for the king to deliver on his promise. By this cauldron, I promise you there will be no plague. By this cauldron, I promise you there will be no drought, no famine. When the sun shone and the rains came early, you always would be the first among us. Every day we would crown your head with a ring of colors, as is your due. The white stag is cooking in the heavy water from the river. The time has come for the king to deliver on his promise. By this cauldron, I promise you there will be no plague. By this cauldron, I promise you there will be no drought, no famine. With a white stag sent by the goddess, I will protect you with my the sun shone and the rains came early. Every maiden would come first to you, so you would be surrounded by your children, as is your due. The white stag is cooking in the heavy water from the river. The time has come for the king to deliver on his promise. The white stag is cooking in the heavy water from the river. The time has come for the king to deliver on his promise. To the black cauldron. To the black cauldron. Get in the black cauldron. The black cauldron.
down a whistle. I sit and wait with blinded eyes and hands that fail to the last lifting of the veil and the first opening of the down a whistle. I cannot see. I trust I shall not live in vain. I know that we shall meet again in some divine eternity. It is inevitable that life should be harvested like a crop that is ripe, and that one man should die while another lives.
Just absolutely beautiful. Well, again, we have on our beautiful, beautiful guests, and just having the best time with you guys. Darwin, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. And Ginger,
Thank
that
you.
was beautiful as well.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get you two together. I thought Ginger and Darwin, if you don't know each other already, you should know each other. I'm going to put that out there. I was like, that needs to
We're both
happen
Texans.
there.
Where in Texas are you?
Oh, yeah.
Where in Texas are you from?
Originally, I'm from Dallas, but I lived all over the state. And last
I'm
time
from
I
Houston,
had
Wharton.
yeah, I had 18 acres up around Bonham, and
Right.
that was just magical. That was magical.
There you
But I
go.
love Ohio. I really love Ohio.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
I landed in Kentucky because of my mom. So,
Well,
There
you know,
you
but
go.
I'm from Houston, Dallas, Austin, Wharton.
oh yeah, Ren
You know,
fairs.
all of the above.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
yep.
So Adam, we're gonna actually play one of your song called "Feel the Sunrise." Tell me about this song.
Yay. Yeah,
Yay.
so this one was inspired by some of the festivals I used to work, and some of them would be just out in the boonies. Some were obviously in Ohio. We're actually in Ohio, like outside of Cleveland, and
Yeah.
Boonies.
and it'd just be like this big world music festival, and it was just to even know where the location was. I mean, just you had to be in the know. This wasn't something that just stuck out. And at these festivals, it'd be like 5:30 in the morning, and you're hearing all the drummers, as I say, waking the practice of waking up the sun, and makes a great song. But at the same time, I was just like, my God, I just went to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's just like, and you're really giving me 3 hours of sleep, and I got to work all day, now, and. But at the same time, I respected and enjoyed the celebration. That's great. Shut up. And so this is kind of like an homage just to where on the energy that comes from the various practices of the instruments that I'm playing, but just in general, like, waking up the sun and feeling the sunrise, like the energy and the vibes that it gives you. And that inspired the rhythms and the melodies and everything that is used for this song.
Absolutely. That is, we play several Renaissance fairs, and the best part of Renaissance fair is the first night. And the worst part of Renaissance fair is the last day.
Yep.
Because you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. But all of it is so not horrible that that the worst part is not really that bad, to be honest.
Yeah,
Because
it's
you walk
never
away and
horrible.
you walk away and you're just like, I can't wait to do that again.
Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I love fairs. That's just part of who I am. It's that circus person inside of me that
Good way
needs
to put
to
it.
travel. Yeah. I'm such a traveler. Anyways, and so it's that person inside of me that needs to happen. It needs to happen. Yeah, but so I know that this is now our 2-year anniversary for Celtic Green Radio Show. I love having
Hey.
people on here. I love getting to know all of you guys so much. It's kind of interesting to think about, but I put out the word, hey guys, I'm signing people up. I'm going ahead and putting people in for interviews, and no lie, in like 3 to 4 days, almost all the slots were filled for a year for interviews. It was crazy. I can't, I cannot stress to you enough what it was like to be able to do that, and it just happened like that. And then I had these ones where I was gonna, the very first one of the month, first Tuesday of the month, I was just gonna have a focus day where I focus with videos. I had to start filling those up too, because people were starting to come out of even more. I was like, all right, well, let's do this then, because it's been beautiful to watch the community, you guys, just surround around this show and say, this is needed. And I want to thank you guys for that, because this would not be here if you guys didn't send your music in and make it what it is and support it in its own right. So thank you so much for that. It's a dream that I never thought would have happened, and it happened so beautifully that I can't even tell you how much it has blown me away what has happened with this show. So thank you so much. But knowing that this show was created to push you guys' music forward and to tell people about what you're doing, so we're going to go around and tell us a little bit about what you're working on right now, CDs that are coming out, CDs that you're working on, gigs you're going to have, those kind of things. Tell us about that, where we can find your stuff. Tell us now. So we'll start with Ginger. Miss Ginger, tell me about that.
I think when I first said good evening to you, I said I've been busy as a bird dog. I was invited to become part of a compilation for a cause, which is a really cool thing to do. Last year, at a particular gathering, there was a songwriters workshop, and it was right when the Roe versus Wade was struck down.
Yeah.
And so this group of musicians got together, and they started something called the Red Album, and it's for reproductive rights for everybody, because that's just one jumping off place, and then the dominoes can fall after that.
Absolutely.
So I've written a song called Reclaim, which is about letting go of the things that happened in the past and reclaiming your power. But the the other 16 musicians, I mean, it's everything from rage to forgiveness and everything in between, a lot of prayer. And I've been helping arrange interviews and getting calendars up and sort of helping to herd the cats, as it were. So that's going to go public the 1st of March, and they're looking to release the CD the 24th of June.
Nice.
So we're all busy on that. I've got at least 3 CDs on the poster right now, and plus an instrumental. So I've been busy with that. I have Enchantica every week, which is a very spirit filled chant and song thing that's been going on since the pandemic started. And
Wonderful.
we've got one lady that tunes in each week from Sweden now,
That's
and
wonderful.
another guy that tunes in from Germany, even though it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. We've got people picking it up. Fringe TV Online has picked it up, so it's rebroadcast on Sunday. So, and
Nice.
it seems like the more songs I sing, the more inspirations I get for new stuff. So
Oh, absolutely.
hence the 2 to 3 CDs I've got to do. So, but I'm going to be live at the UU Church in Youngstown, Ohio, on the 19th of March, and the Lake Conneaut Paranormal Psychic Fair in Pennsylvania. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's in a haunted hotel for those who like spirit work. And then I'm going to be in French Lick, Indiana, for Beltane, for a little nature sanctuary called Our Haven. So that'll be at the end of April. So, and then
Yes. I
I've
know
just
Our
got
Haven.
more stuff still coming in and coming in. So
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's wonderful. Well, let's go to David. Tell us what you guys are doing.
Well, we're just working on our next album. We have like 14 songs. Lyrics are written for most of them, and we're just continuing to have fun writing new songs. And so we'll probably start recording this new album here, probably starting in the spring, and hopefully get it done by fall. And we're just we're open to playing festivals and things of that nature.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I don't know, it's just having fun out there. I mean, just getting together. We just kind of realized that, unless it's kind of a festival or something, it's not. We're kind of done with doing the 2 in the morning shows in a bar and packing it up, and you know.
Yeah.
But so I guess yeah, just busy writing and playing and working out vocal harmonies. Getting ideas, just from listening to all different types of music, from your show. There's so
Yeah.
many artists that you have on that have wonderful vocal harmonies, and I think that's one of the things we're just like, okay, let's do a little bit more interesting vocal patterns than we did on the last album. Let's make it more interesting, and just
I
continue
love
to
that.
improve on each one.
I love that other musicians are challenging you to get better. And that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. That's beautiful.
It really is.
Well, I
So-
know, and we can actually find you at facebook.com/Starlight Riot, guys. And for Miss Ginger, you can find her at gingerackley.com, but you can also find her on YouTube at youtube.com/Ginger Ackley. That's ACKLEY for everybody that's wondering. What about you, Miss Darwin? Tell me what you're up to.
I have a new record.
Yay!
It's called Halcyon, and it's available on darwinprophet.com, along with Oscar Wilde's Serenade is available, and Cosmic Radio, and Don't Panic. So there are a bunch of records up there. Also, you can stream them, which I have not figured out really how to do all that stuff. I'm still a CD person. I can't help myself. But I know. I like physical stuff. Speaking of, a friend of mine an old producer of mine just sent me because my Pro Tools died, and so he sent me a new interface and Pro Tools and a great new microphone, and I'm going to start recording again very soon. As soon as the
Yay.
new computer shows up in 2 or 3 days. And so a bunch of new music is going to come out again. Now I'm reconfiguring the studio and separating the recording artist from the teacher. But basically, I've just been doing, piano lessons and guitar lessons and voice lessons and songwriting lessons and getting acclimated to a new life being landed gentry as opposed to living on couches. And so I inherited a farm, a 5-acre farm in Kentucky, and
Mm-hmm.
I live here now. And I'm making a new life. I just got connected with Unlocked Music Studios and starting to work with them in Lexington,
Wonderful.
Kentucky. And
Mm-hmm.
I live in a little place called Oxford, and just gonna
Beautiful.
keep making music and hopefully create a brand new world,
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I get the
this is the one that's
dividing.
got Girl Who Waited.
Yeah, there you go. I get the
I know
dividing
you
the
like that one.
teaching from the recording, because we don't really have that divide either. And I teach a lot here, and we're starting a new music school and everything. And I'm just like, everything is everything right now. It's a beautiful space.
Everything is everything, and it starts to get really confusing, especially to the computer. So I'm looking forward to having them separated so that I can be in a different mode and just unplug the cameras.
Yeah.
The multiple cameras it
Absolutely.
takes to teach online,
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be fun. And this is life now, so
Absolutely. And you can
glad
find
to
her.
feel like
You
an
can find
artist
you
around
at-
you guys. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. We can find
Yeah.
you at darwinprofit.com. That's DARWIN Profit, PROPHET, guys.com. Please check her out. She is amazing. She's one of my heart sisters right here. Right here. Well, Mr. Adam, last but definitely not least, tell us what are you up to, Mr. Man?
So I've been doing a lot of playing out at with Kathy Morris, who runs Art with a Purpose. So I've been doing like elementary, junior highs, and also been playing at like adult, independent, like adult independent daycares.
Yeah.
So which has been fun. It's just like nice, like easy. Get to do a little bit of storytelling, a lot of interaction, which I always enjoy. Today, got to play at the International Music Festival or just International Festival at IUPUI. So for those watching, that's Indiana University, Purdue University of Indianapolis, and which is great because they haven't had it since the pandemic. So that was a lot of fun. So
I was very pleased to hear that you were there, because I didn't know they were having it this year. That makes me very happy inside.
yeah, and it had such a great reception, and it was a lot of fun. I never left, outside of when I performed, I never left my booth because all these kids are interacting from different cultures, from India and Egypt and Jordan, and and from the States. You just kind of walking up to me and just talking about asking about all the different instruments and what have you. And one thing I'm looking forward to, so March for me is like it's be like January, February, it's almost kind of dormant, but I, again, staying busy with all the, Arts with a Purpose and all the interactive stuff. I'm going to be doing some more work at Garfield Park Arts Center, doing workshops and performing. There's one in April. It's called Bad Art Night, and I can't remember the exact date, but I'll have it on my website. But Bad Art Night, it's literally asking people that attend to make the worst art possible, and the worst artist gets prizes. And so it's forcing people, but the park actually lays out all the materials, so you have to use the material and just make art, make it terrible. They don't care. And even the directors mentioned that they've seen actually phenomenal work, but people are just rocking with what they got to create something. Absolutely. And it comes out smashing. So I'm going to be part of it, calling my bit is called Offbeat. So I'm going to introduce various music and styles from different worlds, and then I'm going to have somebody from the audience come and jam with me to see who's the worst musician in the group.
Brilliant.
So just put them on the spot, let them have fun, and it's just like, yeah, it's like, I'll just hold a beat, you do whatever, doesn't matter. Like, we're
That's
here to have
brilliant.
fun. Like, just make the sacrifice. Like, we're
That's
we're
brilliant.
laughing near you and with you, not at you.
That
So,
is hilarious.
just having
Well,
fun.
I know with Celtic Rain, we're going to be, me and you
Yeah.
are working together on the first Friday of the month.
Yep.
Starting starting an open mic night over at your place.
Yep.
over
March
at
3rd.
March 3rd, the first Friday of the month. People are starting it. This will be an all ages open mic night, which doesn't happen a lot. A lot of times it's 21 and older. So come on over to Playground Productions over in Indianapolis on the first Friday of the month, and 7 to 10 we're gonna open up with a few songs, and then you guys it's all about you guys. So come on and play some beautiful music.
Yeah.
Um,
Looking forward to that. And
it's gonna be a lot
then I
of
have
fun.
and then my third Friday events at the studio at Playground Productions starts starts in March as well. And
Yes. March is kind of our
excited
kickoff too, so I get it.
Yeah.
January and February tend to be slower-ish, not slow, but slower-ish. Yeah, I know Celtic Rain. You guys, March is coming. We are a Celtic band. If you didn't notice. So yeah, we are starting with that first Friday, that third, right over at Playground Productions. Come on over, have fun with us, play some music with us, beautiful people. And then on the second Friday of the month, starting in March, we're back at the Aristocrat over in Broad Ripple. The Aristocrat playing on the second Friday of every month from 7 until 9 p.m. It's going to be a beautiful time. St. Patrick's Day, we are going to be in the parade, but then we have a couple private gigs. But the 18th, ta-da-da, we'll be up in Muncie at the Herat from 11 to 2. So come eat lunch with us if you're in Muncie. If you are in Indy and you're 21 and older, you can come over to the Antelope Club downtown from 6 until 10 and join us there. It's a beautiful, beautiful St. Patrick's Day season. We don't even call it a weekend. It's not even a day for us. It's like the whole season. It's like this whole situation. And then we just kind of jump off from there and have a bunch of fun. You guys, if you want to have any of these groups, including Celtic Rain out to your festivals right now, book us now, people. Book us now because we're already booking like crazy. I know the Scottish Highland Games is happening this year. And Celtic Rain will be there on the 30th of September. So mark that on your calendar as well. But there's a bunch of stuff you can go to. You can go to our beautiful sites and find everything. Right now, though, Adam, we're going to be playing one of your songs as well in this next set. Please tell us about did I already ask him?
Yep, we already did that bit. So
Ginger, it's not you, it's Ginger. Ginger, that's what it is. Fox Fairy Woman. Tell me about Fox Fairy.
Oh, Fox Fairy Woman, it comes from a festival. There's a woman named Selena, and she is just the cutest, sweetest ball of energy you could ever hope to meet.
Nice.
And I love Japanese animation, kind of a segue there. And the fox is a very magical and trickster-like character in Japanese lore. And Selena just embodies that. And nice. she believes in fairies, and she's always talking about fairies, and she believes very much in the fairy magic. So there was a day I was just sort of messing around with my whistles, and this little tune just started jumping out, and it made me think of her. And so it became Fox Fairy Woman. Brian Henke is the one that's playing the guitar behind me. It's on my Elf King's Horn album. But it's just when you hear it, I think you will hear the very capricious, joyous, wonderful nature of the Fox Fairy Woman.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, we're going to listen to that. Let me let you guys, I'm going to go start taking people off, but let me let you guys know what we're going to be listening to. We're actually going to listen to, Feel the Sunrise by Adam Riviere. And then we're going to listen to TV 56 by Ryan Taylor. Then we have Fox Fairy Woman by Miss Ginger Ackley. And then, of course, we have Mumbai Taxi para Baila El Motuno. If I did that right, I get a cookie. I'm just gonna put that out there. By Mr. Philadelphia Phil. I probably not getting the cookie, but that's okay. I still love me. Some ridiculously beautiful music coming your way for the close of this amazing, fun show. Here we go, guys.
besarte y puedo quererte. Dice quien te mira, mía nada más, mía nada ahí está la pared que separa tu vida y la mía. Ahí está la pared que no deja que nos acerquemos. Esa maldita pared yo la voy a romper algún día para que no puedo más interrumpir nuestras vidas. No puedo mirarte, no puedo besarte, ni puedo quererte. Dice quien te mira, mía nada más, mía nada
Some beautiful, beautiful music. You guys, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. It has been a brilliant, brilliant show. Thank you so much, guys. It has been 2 years of great musicians, and you guys are what makes this show what it is. So thank you very much. Thank you. Yay, 2 years. Happy birthday. Celtic Rain Radio. Well, you guys, this is the Celtic Rain Radio Show. If you are not watching from YouTube, go to youtube.com/C for channel /Celtic Rain, like rain out of the sky. And you can please subscribe and hit that little bell. It tells you, it's like magic. It tells you when we're on. It's amazing. If you have music to send us, just like these people did, you can send it to CelticRain777@gmail.com. All you have to do is a small label or independent artist or band. There is a band on here, technically. It's one guy in a band, but there's a band. And needless to say, send it on over. All you got to do is make sure that it is family friendly, meaning please no cursing and be nice. Be nice. You are watching the Celtic Rain Radio Show. We say thank you, good night, and goodbye. Bye.